Welcome back to The Point of No Return, your journey into the heart of 17th century New France. This is episode 8 of our series, The King's Daughters Filles du Roi New France. Our exploration today, and indeed this entire series, is inspired by the meticulous research conducted for the literary historical fiction novel, The Point of No Return by Sharon DesRuisseaux. We are deeply grateful for her work, which brings this pivotal era to life. Today, we move beyond the whirlwind courtships and swift marriages to explore the reality that awaited these brave women. What was the daily life of a king's daughter really like after she settled on a seigneurie between 1663 and 1673? Far from the royal courts of France, these women faced the monumental task of building a new life from the ground up, in a land as unforgiving as it was beautiful. Upon her marriage, a king's daughter and her new husband were often granted a plot of land, known as a censive, within a larger city. This wasn't a gift of a ready-made farm, but rather a stretch of untamed wilderness. The first and most arduous task was clearing the dense forest. Trees had to be felled, stumps laboriously uprooted, and stones removed from the soil, all before a single seed could be planted. While her husband, the habitant, would perform the heaviest labor, the king's daughter was his indispensable partner. She would help burn the cleared brush, haul stones, and prepare the ground for cultivation. This initial phase was a grueling testament to their shared determination, a battle against nature to carve out a space they could call home. Life on the Seigneurie was dictated by the seasons, and the Canadian climate was a formidable adversary. The winters were long, brutal, and isolating, a stark contrast to the milder weather of their native France. Preparing for this deep freeze was a year-round occupation. Food had to be grown, harvested, and preserved with meticulous care. Vegetables like cabbage, turnips, and peas were stored in root cellars, dug beneath their modest log cabins. Meats were salted or smoked, and fruits were dried or turned into preserves. The king's daughter became a master of sufficiency. She spun wool from their sheep and flax from their fields to weave into cloth for the family's clothing, mending and remaking garments until they were worn to threads. She made soap from animal fat and lye, and candles from tallow to light the dark winter evenings. Her hands were never idle, for the survival of her family depended entirely on her resourcefulness and unceasing labor. While the physical demands were immense, the emotional fortitude required was just as significant. Many of their husbands were not only farmers, but also courtiers, days boys, or fur traders. For months, sometimes even years at a time, these men would travel deep into the continent's interior to trade with indigenous nations. During these long absences, the Fille du Roi was left in sole charge of the homestead. She was not just a wife and mother, she was the farm manager, the defender of the property, and the head of the household. She managed the farm hens, if they had any, tended to the livestock, and oversaw the planting and harvest, and protected her children from the ever-present dangers of the wilderness, from harsh weather to wild animals. Amidst these responsibilities, her primary role, as envisioned by King Louis XIV, was to populate the colony. Families were large, and it was not uncommon for a king's daughter to bear 10 or more children. Childbirth in the 17th century was perilous, and doing so in a remote cabin with only a local midwife, if she was lucky, was even more so. She was the family's primary caregiver, nurturing her children through sickness and health, teaching them their catechism, and preparing them for the demanding life of a colonist. These women did not merely endure, they actively built the foundations of a new society. Their resilience, skill, and unwavering courage transformed untamed land into thriving communities, establishing the familial and cultural bedrock of Quebec. They were the true matriarchs of New France, and their legacy is etched into the very soul of the land. Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Point of No Return. To delve deeper into the lives of these incredible women, we invite you to read the novel that inspired our channel, The Point of No Return. You can find her captivating work on Amazon and Audible. Join us next time as we continue to uncover the remarkable stories of early New France.